both current and future generations, and those whose memory must not be neglected.
Urgent optimism, that's what we're here for. And as I think you'll see tonight, incredibly insightful for me growing up watching her.
A mysterious royal-style clash is making headlines. Reports claim Queen Camilla's banquet outfit looked alarmingly like Princess Catherine's signature gown, leaving Prince William visibly unsettled. Was it a coincidence or a subtle power move? Discover the twists in this unfolding story. Golden chandeliers glowed like captured starlight above the Buckingham Palace banquet hall. Crystal glasses reflected soft candlelight, while polished marble floors shimmered under velvet shadows. An orchestra floated gentle music through the air, creating a scene meant to celebrate harmony and royal tradition. Every detail, floral garlands, silver cutlery, folded napkins, announced perfection. Behind the glittering surface, hidden tension waited. Careful planning promised a flawless evening that would project strength to the world. Cameras prepared to capture elegance without a single misstep. Guests carried titles rich with history and power.
Actually, going back right to the beginning, when we were looking at the different ways in which we could all work with the foundation.
Diplomats from distant capitals admired the dazzling setting while exchanging polite conversation. Yet quiet undercurrents hinted at something extraordinary. A single decision, unnoticed by most until the perfect moment, would change the evening's meaning. The banquet, designed as a display of unity, carried a secret capable of rewriting the story before the night ended. Every second brought the gathering closer to a turning point no guest expected. A sudden hush touched the edges of the grand hall when Queen Camilla stepped into view. Silver fabric shimmered beneath the chandeliers like moonlight on water. Every movement of the gown caught the light, commanding attention from diplomats and family alike.
It is such a treat to be back here at St. Andrews. I absolutely loved my time here.
Admiration rippled first, applause flickered softly, blending with the orchestra's melody. Then recognition sharpened the atmosphere. Subtle gasps moved from table to table. Fan handles trembled slightly, elegant smiles faltered. The gown's design, its distinctive embroidery and flowing silhouette, appeared unmistakably familiar to many watchful eyes. Murmurs slid across the room like a quickening breeze. What had begun as admiration shifted into an uneasy silence. Guests exchanged brief, loaded glances. Behind every glance lingered an unspoken question. Why would Queen Camilla arrive wearing a gown carrying echoes of a royal moment treasured by millions? Suspense thickened, and the music felt suddenly distant. A sudden stillness pressed against the long tables. Crystal goblets paused midair. Cutlery hovered above plates. The orchestra's rhythm faltered, notes hanging uncertainly before returning to a fragile melody. Conversations that only moments earlier buzzed with polite warmth dwindled into hesitant whispers.
The whole climate change debate, environmental issues growing, pollution.
From the farthest corners of the banquet hall to the seats nearest the royal table, recognition spread like a quiet tide. Diplomats who rarely betrayed emotion tilted forward with widened eyes. Courtiers trained to maintain composure shifted slightly in their seats. Even footmen standing rigid along the walls exchanged subtle looks of surprise. The gown spoke without words. Fabric carried memories as vivid as photographs. A single garment transformed celebration into mystery. Every guest sensed a deeper story behind the shimmering entrance. The question sharpened: coincidence or message? The night's meaning hung suspended, waiting for the next movement in the unfolding drama. Prince William noticed the gown the moment Queen Camilla entered the hall. Recognition struck with the force of sudden lightning. Every detail, the pattern of embroidery, the soft silver sheen, the precise cut, matched a memory etched into royal history. A sharp breath tightened Prince William's chest. Muscles stiffened, a pulse quickened. Jawline set into a hard line. Beneath the tablecloth, hands clenched until knuckles whitened. A low whisper escaped between pressed lips.
Both kind of having a deep passion and interest in this area for many years.
Sharp enough for nearby seats to catch. The words carried disbelief and resolve shaped by years of careful royal discipline. Nearby guests sensed the change. A diplomat 2 seats away leaned slightly toward a companion and whispered about the sudden tension surrounding Prince William. Another guest glanced toward Prince William's trembling hand, eyes widening at the visible strain. At that moment, Princess Catherine reached across the space between seats. A gentle touch on Prince William's arm anchored the storm. A quiet murmur reminded Prince William of duty and composure. The movement was small but powerful, an unspoken call to patience. Still, the intensity in Prince William's gaze did not soften. The gown represented more than fashion. The choice carried history and private meaning that demanded silent endurance, while the banquet continued under glittering lights. Princess Catherine entered the banquet hall moments after the initial commotion. Soft candlelight highlighted every movement, creating a vision of calm grace. Each step carried deliberate elegance, as if choreographed for a moment of quiet strength. Eyes across the hall turned toward Princess Catherine, searching for a reaction. The smile remained composed and measured. Posture stayed perfectly aligned, shoulders steady, gaze serene. Yet for those seated nearby, a fleeting glimmer in Princess Catherine's eyes hinted at deeper emotion. No words left Princess Catherine's lips, yet presence alone shifted the room. The gentle but unwavering glance toward Prince William reinforced unity and calm. A subtle nod at a waiting footman signaled that the evening would continue as planned, despite the silent tension echoing through the chandeliers. Every gesture from Princess Catherine reminded the gathering of unspoken dignity. The controlled response contrasted sharply with the quiet murmurs that rippled from table to table, deepening the mystery around Queen Camilla's unexpected gown. The gown worn by Queen Camilla carried a story woven into the fabric itself. Years earlier, Princess Catherine stepped into the global spotlight during a grand state banquet wearing this exact design. That evening became an emblem of renewal and grace for the modern monarchy.
Beautiful at the time, and I had done a little bit of planning to obviously share my romantic side.
Photographs of Princess Catherine in the gown traveled across front pages and magazines, capturing a defining royal moment. The silhouette, the silver embroidery, and the soft shimmer represented a future filled with stability and elegance. For countless admirers, that gown symbolized a generation ready to guide royal tradition into a new era. Because of this history, the sight of Queen Camilla wearing the same creation felt charged with layered meaning. The garment was more than fashion. The gown was a living memory, an image of hope and continuity. To see it on another figure during an evening meant to celebrate unity raised inevitable questions. Whispers inside the hall reflected this understanding. Guests who recognized the historic importance sensed that the choice might not be accidental. The thought that Queen Camilla selected this exact gown stirred wonder about motives and message. Connections between Prince William and Queen Camilla carried years of complexity long before the banquet evening. Royal duties often placed the two together, especially during periods when King Charles focused on health and Princess Catherine balanced treatment and public appearances. Formal events required visible unity, yet an invisible history shaped every shared occasion. Memories from earlier decades colored the relationship. During childhood, Prince William and Prince Harry witnessed challenging public moments surrounding King Charles and Queen Camilla. The period left impressions that never fully faded. Loyalty to Princess Diana remained strong, and every interaction with Queen Camilla carried a reminder of those formative experiences. Beyond private history, press involvement deepened unease. Allegations about selective information reaching reporters and carefully managed media stories created distance rather than trust. Even as official appearances suggested cordial cooperation, layers of caution lingered.
If there ever comes a time when the women of the world come together.
This backdrop meant that Queen Camilla's gown choice resonated far beyond fabric and design. The history between Prince William and Queen Camilla framed the banquet surprise as more than fashion. It became part of a long, delicate balance between tradition, memory, and responsibility. Recognition of the gown ignited a storm inside Prince William. Memories long set aside surged back with startling clarity. Childhood scenes involving Princess Diana returned, moments of quiet resilience, of public challenges endured with grace. Every detail of that past pressed forward, intensified by the shimmering gown across the hall. The banquet no longer felt like a carefully staged celebration. For Prince William, the setting blurred with earlier memories of family tension. Each glint of silver fabric seemed to echo promises made to protect Princess Catherine from similar struggles. A strong sense of duty battled with rising frustration. Royal training demanded composure and strategic silence. Yet the gown's appearance carried an almost personal challenge, as though the past demanded acknowledgement. The moment balanced on a fine line between restraint and reaction, every heartbeat loud beneath the orchestra's muted chords. Questions formed quickly. Remain silent to preserve unity or confront the choice that reopened old wounds? Guests nearby could sense the weight of the decision through the tightened jaw and unyielding focus of Prince William's gaze. The answer, however, would not come in the banquet hall. As evening shadows lengthened and conversations began to fade, Prince William left the hall in quiet steps. Long marble corridors stretched ahead, lined with portraits of past monarchs whose watchful expressions seemed almost alive in the dim light. The echo of each footstep matched the rhythm of steady but intense thoughts. A soft sound behind announced another presence. Queen Camilla approached, calm and deliberate. The silent corridor suddenly carried the charged energy of an unscheduled meeting. Prince William turned sharply, eyes fixed with unmistakable resolve. A steady voice broke the stillness, questioning the decision to wear the gown so closely tied to Princess Catherine's legacy. The words held more than curiosity. Each syllable carried years of unspoken history. Queen Camilla responded with an even tone, describing the gown as a simple choice without intended meaning. The corridor air thickened as contrasting memories and interpretations collided.
Participated in this year's Queen's Commonwealth essay competition.
Prince William spoke again, firm and measured, describing the gown as a treasured emblem of respect and shared history. A pause followed, a quiet stretch heavy with emotion and unsaid understanding. Queen Camilla listened, face composed, yet the faintest flicker crossed the eyes before stillness returned. Without further exchange, Prince William turned toward the distant hall, stride steady and unyielding. Queen Camilla remained beneath the silent portraits, each painting reflecting centuries of tradition and unrecorded moments. The confrontation ended without witnesses, leaving only the echo of footsteps and a question of lasting consequences. Morning light revealed a very different landscape beyond Buckingham Palace. News outlets across London and far beyond opened with dramatic headlines. Large photographs captured every telling moment. The silver gown glinting under chandeliers, the unmistakable tension in Prince William's stance, the serene but watchful face of Princess Catherine, and the deliberate composure of Queen Camilla. Front pages and digital platforms repeated bold phrases. Royal banquet shock, unseen rift unfolds, historic gown sparks, palace mystery. Video clips replayed the exact second when Queen Camilla entered, highlighting the stunned expressions of dignitaries and the faint but visible tightening of Prince William's jaw. Social media feeds pulsed with analysis. Viewers paused videos to examine subtle gestures, slowed frames to catch quiet exchanges, and debated whether the gown choice carried hidden meaning. Conversations stretched from casual coffee chats to international morning shows. Palace aides issued carefully crafted statements describing the evening as harmonious and elegant, calling the gown a beautiful selection from the royal wardrobe. Yet the images outshone the words. Commentators noted that every photograph told a richer story than any official explanation could match. The question of intent refused to fade. Away from flashing cameras, the atmosphere at Kensington Palace carried its own intensity. After the banquet, Prince William paced through private chambers, polished shoes striking the floor with steady rhythm. Thoughts circled relentlessly around the image of Queen Camilla in the iconic gown. The previous night replayed in sharp fragments, silver light on fabric, the hush that swept the banquet hall, the corridor confrontation beneath ancestral portraits. Determination mixed with frustration, creating a restless energy that filled the quiet rooms. Princess Catherine entered the space with characteristic calm. Every movement reflected a quiet strength shaped by years of public life. The soft rustle of fabric accompanied a measured voice encouraging focus on dignity over reaction. Princess Catherine emphasized the enduring power of steady example and mutual respect, reminding Prince William that the values carried together would speak louder than any headline. The conversation offered a moment of balance. Prince William paused, shoulders easing slightly, while reflecting on the reassurance. The memory of the banquet still weighed heavily, but the words of Princess Catherine added perspective. Together, the two prepared for the duties ahead, aware that every public appearance would now carry new layers of meaning. In the days that followed, the banquet remained the center of discussion. Royal watchers, fashion analysts, and historians explored the significance of what many described as a silent message delivered through fabric and symbolism. Observers highlighted how the evening, intended as a masterpiece of unity, instead invited questions about relationships inside the royal household. The silver gown became a powerful emblem. The choice reminded audiences worldwide that clothing within royal life often carries a language of its own, a language capable of shaping narratives and altering public perception without a single spoken word. Commentators reflected on the weight of tradition. Every royal garment, jewel, or gesture draws from centuries of custom. When an iconic gown once worn by Princess Catherine reappears on Queen Camilla, the action resonates beyond a simple fashion statement. It connects to memory, hierarchy, and generational transition. Debate continued over whether the decision was purely aesthetic or carefully calculated. Supporters of Queen Camilla spoke of admiration for timeless design. Admirers of Princess Catherine described the moment as an unnecessary provocation. Both views kept the story alive far beyond the walls of Buckingham Palace. The event illustrated how one evening, can influence the global understanding of a modern monarchy, proving that even silent choices may hold the power to reshape reputation and legacy. The Buckingham Palace banquet began as a carefully choreographed celebration of elegance and stability. Instead, a single wardrobe decision by Queen Camilla turned the evening into an unfolding drama watched by millions. From the first dazzling entrance to the quiet corridor confrontation, every moment layered tradition, memory, and emotion. Prince William's unwavering reaction, Princess Catherine's composed grace, and Queen Camilla's serene confidence created a story that continues to spark conversation. The silver gown now exists as more than fabric. The garment has become a symbol of complex family dynamics, the enduring influence of Princess Diana's legacy, and the delicate balance between private feeling and public responsibility. Viewers everywhere now wonder, was the gown simply a beautiful choice or a carefully timed message within royal life? Did the banquet reveal hidden fractures or simply remind the world of how powerfully symbols can speak? Share thoughts in the comments about the meaning behind Queen Camilla's decision and the lasting effect on the royal image. For deeper royal stories filled with unseen details and unexpected turns, watch the next video and continue exploring the moments that shape history with quiet but unforgettable power.